What up, what up, what up? What's going on, everyone? What?
You changed it up.
Yeah, I'm changing it up. I'm saying,
no! I was ready for Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Nah. I'm getting rid of that whole Happy Tuesday, Happy Friday, all that stuff.
Why?
We changing it.
Do you not wish them a Happy Tuesday or
Yeah,
Friday?
I wish you a happy whatever day you're listening to this on.
Mm-hmm.
Cause at this point, it's like you're probably not listening to us on a Tuesday.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But somebody didn't want to listen.
Get out the door.
Bye.
But yeah, I'm changing it up. Figure it out. But I'm still keeping the what up, what up, what up. I gotta say what up to my peoples. What?
To my people.
Oh god. Man, what is going on, everyone? I'm Shadell, co-host of Page on the Simpsons. I'm joined by my lovely fiance,
Lauren and Missy.
Yeah, we got the dog in the room as always.
But she's not on my lap this time.
She's acting up. She's like
She's
walking
being
around
naughty.
the room like, huh?
She's eating dirt.
And like we tried cleaning it up earlier, and I don't
like someone tracked dirt in their shoes or something, and now she's actually eating it, and it's nasty.
It's like, dog, chill.
And then she just went and drank tons of water because I feel like she's like, it's dry.
Stuff. Man, so there's a whole lot of, I guess, tea is what
Drama.
women would call happening in this past week that I want to get into.
Tea.
So the first thing I want to start this podcast off with is talking about this whole Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott breakup thing here.
Okay.
I don't know where to start with this one, because I feel like you may know a bit more of it than me.
Do I?
I don't know. I don't know. What do you know?
I don't know. I didn't really follow them that much.
I didn't follow them either.
It said they were together 2 years.
Man, 2 years goes fast.
Which I was surprised. I thought they were together longer because, like, their daughter... So, like, she got pregnant basically ASAP, supposedly by him.
Yeah, because I remember, like they left Tyga. She got with him.
Tiger.
I don't pronounce the A.
Tiger.
Oh, stop. Yeah,
Tiger Woods.
Tyga.
No, different Tiger.
And then, like, I feel like probably within, like, the 6 months following after
Well, it had to because the baby's, like, over one
like
now.
Yeah.
But there was, like, this picture of Stormy and both Tyga and what's his name?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott.
Come on now. You should know Travis more than
And
Tiger at this point.
Tiger.
Tiger Woods.
He's gonna keep saying Tiger. They put a picture of all them. She's like a spitting image of him.
Of who?
Tyga. So, like, people keep speculating that it wasn't really Travis Scott,
then okay.
because you have to look at kind of the timeline too, and just it's very interesting.
But even if that's the case, then it is what it is. Like, okay,
yeah, but they pretending like it's Travis's. That
it's
like,
none of our business if it is. Like,
anyways, I don't know. So there's all that business, but I mean, okay, so they're broken up. Apparently, allegedly, he's been cheating since or he's been with this person. The side chick, which doesn't really make sense. She wouldn't be a side chick since like 2013.
Right? Technically,
She Kylie would be the side chick. Like, let's be real. Like, there's literal like people were putting together like on Twitter, all like their Instagram posts, and you could tell like there was one where like him and her were on a snow trip at the same time, and like there were like. You could see like one person in the reflection of the car and like she's posing or something. Like there were all these different like it kind of looks like a lot of evidence, and it was out there in the open, and there's like timestamps of like since 2013 on to like now, and I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. It's looking like yeah, like that really happened.
And it was funny because like when we first heard the news, you were like why would you like if this is true mess up a good thing? I guess again we don't know their relationship.
It sounds terrible, but surface level. If you're with Kylie Jenner, why would you mess that up? You know what I mean? Like surface level. Okay, I get that people stink. You know, like they're not good together, whatever. But you know what I'm saying. Like she got the bag. And she's gotten, tons of plastic surgery. So like she's, the ideal woman in a lot of people's eyes. And, there's a lot of stuff going on there. I
don't know. She kind of reminds
but
me
again,
of like
surface
kid,
level. Because I understand, real people don't look at all that. You still want like an actual relationship.
Yeah. But, like business wise, it's probably doing great. But like, we don't know what the relationship is like.
Not for nothing. Both of them, Tyga and Travis and whoever else she's dated, she does not date good-looking people. I'm just saying.
To you,
none of these people are good-looking.
That's like someone could look at me and be like, "Man, she is with someone that does not look like her type." I'm probably not your type. I get it. Don't hurt my feels.
No, I've said before I didn't have a type. I've dated all people that look completely different. And that are different, like personality-wise and everything, too. Like, I
had a type within range, I'll say. It's not like you have to meet these certain, like, guidelines, and then that was it type thing. I don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Standards.
I guess you could call it that. Yeah.
That's a little different. I feel like when people say type, I feel like it's look-wise, and, like, standards are, like, how you are.
Well, it's still the same thing. Like when I told the ghosting story last episode, like
she was a good looking, but not standards wise, right? Like she maybe was a type, but not.
I don't know
your standards.
Damn, I don't know. It's confusing with that.
But yeah.
But I don't know. And then the Shade Room went and they put up some things on Instagram, from Kylie Jenner because she tweeted this out saying the internet makes everything 100 times more dramatic than what it really is. Because she went to like Tyga's studio at like 2 a.m. and she says there was no 2 a.m. date with Tyga. You see me drop two of my friends off at a studio that he happened to be at. Is what she said.
Man, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. If you were still with Travis, you wouldn't be typing that, so don't even.
And then she follows up that tweet saying that Travis and I are in good terms.
Oh, I saw that.
And our main focus right now is Stormy. Our friendship and our daughter is our priority. And she said our friendship, which is like...
Well, duh. It's clear they're broken up. They're not denying that. She's just saying they're on good terms.
She's not blatantly saying they're broken up. We don't know that part. She's
not denying it.
Exactly. She's walking a thin line where it's like, I'm not saying we're together, but I'm not saying that we're not together. Because when you're saying friendship, I'm automatically assuming that you're not together. Because you would say relationship.
It's the whole amicable, we'll be good for the kids, like that kind of thing. I don't know. My mind was blown. There's like a Twitter thread I should show you of like all the different like evidence of like this other woman. And it's like mind blown. Like it was literally in front of your face, but you didn't see it. Like it's very weird.
My only worry with that is that I feel like people Photoshop things these days. So it's like, I'm always...
Well, true, but I can go directly to the girl's Instagram.
Yeah, if there's like actual links to her Instagram,
I could just look it up. Yeah.
But outside of that, if it's like they screen captured it and like put it up, I don't trust that really that much.
Right.
But that's it. I want to know why. Let's say if that was the case, why Travis had someone that he's been like on and off seeing or whatever.
Why would you be with someone for what is that? 6 years?
It doesn't really
and then 4 years in, you're like, let's get with Kylie Jenner.
It doesn't really make sense to me.
Like what? Was there some weird plot? Like, like they'd get married and he'd get some of the bag and bring it back to the girl or something?
I mean, it sounds like a Wendy Williams scenario, but yeah.
But I mean, also she wouldn't be that dumb. There would be a prenup involved. Come on. When there's that much money...
They both have money. Yeah, Kylie may have more of it, but
she's rolling it with that freaking cosmetics line.
Okay, but it's not like Travis is sitting there like, "Yo, I'm not bringing it." Like he's still.
Nah, but I would pretty much assume she is worth more.
Yeah, I would assume the same thing, but I don't know. I feel like they may be willing to be like, well, sure.
Nah. I wouldn't be surprised if Kim and Kanye have prenups. Because, see, they've always been buddy and friends and, like, on good terms. But, again, when things come to money and assets and stuff, people take that seriously.
I don't know. I feel like in the beginning, we were doubtful with Kim and Kanye about the relationship. But, like, seeing them on, like, Vogue and, like, different, like, channels that are, like, showing them and, like, asking them certain questions or showing their house. And, like, on Kanye's last album, he's sitting there, like, when he's going through his mental breakdown, Kim was saying, like, hey, don't do that, don't do this. It sounds like it's like a real relationship. I don't think there's like...
I'm not saying they're fake. I'm just saying they would have still gotten prenups before the marriage because that's kind of just what you do to be safe.
But in that, I go on to say that in that album, she says, like, don't mess the money up. Because it's like, why are you caring?
No, but clearly because they're together.
I don't know.
Yeah, so right now their money is together.
I don't know. Because what I'm thinking about, if we have a prenup, and I'm getting my money over here, you're getting money over there. Yeah, I don't want you losing what you're doing, but I don't know. I'm also kind of looking at it like I'm set over here. Like I'm not really stressing it.
Yeah, but you still would have like joint because like your mansion that you would buy or whatever, you'd probably both put into that. Like you'd probably, both put into vacations and whatever elaborate things you're going to do. It does still become both of you when you're married.
I don't know. I would not think that they would have a prenup.
That's crazy, though.
Because we would like to think these people have prenups, but I don't know. Because I feel like whenever they go through the divorce, it's always, them splitting it or whatever the case is. Like, I feel like you don't have too many cases where a couple has a prenup.
Well, no. Like, the thing, for example, with Jeff Bezos, that was different. They were together before him.
Exactly. I get that one, but I'm like, even, like, people on YouTube, like... I don't know. Anyways. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out and, like, goes. I feel like they would work it out.
Everybody keeps saying that they ship her and Tyga more, though, and that, like, they hope they end up together.
I think the reason for that, I swear Kylie Jenner reminds me of, like, a freaking teenager, the way she looks. I don't find her that attractive looking because it looks like you're a kid.
She just looks plastic to me.
And I feel like Tyga has the same like baby face. Like I can't take him like seriously because you remind me of like a teenager also. So that's where in my head I could say like they fit because Travis has more of like a regular like an adult face, whatever that looks like.
Okay, babe.
That's what happens in my head. I'm just saying like the two just look different.
I don't
know. I don't because I didn't like Tyga when he was dormant and just chilling with Kylie. For however long they were together, 4 years, something like that. He wasn't making music. He wasn't doing anything. Like he wasn't motivated for any. I don't want that.
Is he doing anything now? How am I supposed to know? That's not my world.
What are you talking about?
What?
Dog, I'm like, probably every month I'm playing a new song that Tyga has on a music video. Come on now. He's been popping for like the last 2 years since they've been away. Like no one thought Tyga could make it out of the Get Out scenario he was in. But he made it out.
Okay, so he's like, all right, gotta make this money for my baby now.
Like he killed it.
Come on, no,
I didn't even hear what you said.
Get that? He's like, okay, gotta make this money for my baby now.
For your baby now?
Yeah.
For the kid?
Yeah, he's gotta provide for his child.
I feel like they probably, if it is his kid, they probably know it. Travis knows everyone. Like it's not, you act like it's that big of a deal, but they're probably like, it is what it is. Like this happens every day.
Man,
like, what's the difference?
I'd be salty. I would not want to pretend to be the father in the public eye because everyone thinks it's Travis and he's like the doting father and stuff. I wouldn't want to pretend and know it's not mine.
I feel like I've never really seen them together with the kid except for like on little like red carpets and stuff. So I don't really care.
I don't know. I will say that kid's cute.
Aren't all kids cute?
No.
Okay. That is rude.
But I'm just telling the truth.
Whoa, hold on.
Everyone says, oh, every single kid is cute.
Dog. Okay, so I'm going to drag something. This is like, I guess, an insider joke.
You're going to talk about the thing with the video you sent me. Oh, my God.
I sent Lauren something of this like guy taking a video of this like, this kid that was like crying or upset at like looked like some mall, And the guy was taking a video of this kid because his face was different than everyone else's. Like, he wasn't like he didn't have like, it was just, his face was normal. I'm trying to like figure out the best way to say this.
To be nice about this.
His face was normal. This guy was just
You're
making,
a terrible person.
this guy was just being horrible about it. Like, he had a normal face. It wasn't anything extra. And it's just like, damn.
And he was like laughing and like filming. Yeah. You don't film a kid like that.
And the kid turned over. He's like, what? He looked so dumbfounded, like, what's happening?
That was so mean.
But I'm like, what did you talk about, Willis?
But yeah, it's just like when people say, oh, every child is an angel. Listen. I have dealt... Nice dribble. I have dealt with demon children before. Okay?
Yep.
Like, I have stories. So, no. They're not all angels. They're not all innocent either. This whole, like, kids are always innocent. No, they're not.
All right. So
I have stories.
No one wants to hear your
dun, dun,
your
dun.
stories. No one wants to hear your stories.
No, you don't.
So we're going to move into this whole Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, like... Team, yes. Because they are going to be getting to the bag. Po-life. I had to. Oh, God. What? No? Okay. What do you want to start with that one? Because so if you're not familiar, which I don't know how you're not familiar, because every time Shane drops a video in the last year or two, it's been killing it. But Shane Dawson is putting out his own makeup line under Jeffree Star. And
collaboration.
He's pretty much showing you the ins and outs of this whole process. So far, there's been, 2 episodes?
Yes.
And the second episode that we've seen that came out Friday has been the one that's been, like, the most amount of, like, information in it. And
it was the most interesting. The first one was kind of slower.
Yeah. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about in this episode. Because a lot of it bothered... Well, not a lot of it. Some parts of it bothered me.
Okay.
So, however you want to... You're running through your phone, so I'm not sure how you want to kick this off.
Oh, that's sad. No, because, like, a few hours last night after Jeffree was, like, tweeting about the video, and then he was saying how one of his dogs, they had to, like, rush him in because he has, like, these issues, and he was, I don't know, very, very bad issues, and he ended up dying. So, that's sad. Mm-hmm. But anyways, No, I was just checking to see if he said when part 3 was going to be, but he hasn't yet.
Okay. That's good. Okay, so...
It might be up probably around when this podcast goes up.
Cool. We haven't seen it yet, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the wheels on this, because you're not jumping into it.
I mean, sure, I have stuff, but you can go ahead. So, the main part I want to talk about that got me irritated in this whole episode is, he talked about some girl. Is it Nikki? Nikki Tutorials, yeah.
Yeah. That's her. She made a deal with Two-Face for $50,000, all that stuff.
Yeah, for a flat fee of $50,000.
I'm going to try not getting fired up about this, but dog. I had major irritation over this.
And like he said, we've known this. Like, he did not just spill that tea. Like, this has actually been knowledge.
I don't care about that part. But I don't understand people that are making these deals. These deals have been happening forever now, and people are still falling for it. Because how much did Two-Face make off it? Like 100,000?
They were saying she should have made, was it 5 million? Something like that?
She's gonna pull out your wife.
She should have made like 5 million or something.
Okay.
With a percentage deal.
So you're telling me that her brand was big enough to make that much?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Why are you accepting 500,000?
50,000.
Okay. Why are you accepting 50,000?
Because she didn't know better. You know what I want to say though? I feel like in this circumstance, when you go in for a deal like this, you should always have an attorney too.
No,
like with you.
Dog, this has been happening forever though.
Because like if you do, even if you do know, like just to kind of play it safe.
Look at TV shows back in the day, or songs back in the day, where they paid you right then and there for that episode, and it was done. They're not paying you for how many times they're re-airing that show over and over. How do we not understand this by now about these deals where it's like, we're going to give you a base price? Like, this is the issue. Like, this, if you've been following rap music, I don't get what's happening in the country world, but this has been happening to rappers back in the days, and now we've grown to be like, nah, we're not accepting that. It's not happening. Like,
so I actually have an example of when I did this. So I've written a couple children's books that I self-published, and the second one I actually like hired an illustrator, and we actually ended up doing that because she wanted to, where it was like, here's like a certain amount per illustration instead of royalties for whatever I would sell.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing that. So,
but it was dumb because
to be fair, it's also, like I'm not this huge person that would make millions of dollars off of these books either. So like, you wouldn't want to rely, like if I sold 5 books, you also don't want to rely on just being paid on 5
Yeah, but
books.
that person did not know what they were doing business wise is my guess.
I don't know.
Okay.
She told
so how
me,
much?
no, to be honest, because she told me in the illustrator world, that's how it works.
That's cool.
So I was like, okay, cool. You know what you're talking about.
Do you want to break down dollar amounts to this? Because I don't know much of it.
What?
About like how much did she charge you per illustration?
Oh God. Maybe somewhere around $25.
How many pages? So that's a per page thing, right?
Yeah. Maybe 20 to 30 pages. Because I want to say it was several $100s. Yeah. It was probably like $400 or $500 is what I ended up paying out. Somewhere around there.
How many of those books do you think you've sold?
Honestly, I don't know, because that one didn't do as well as my first one. So, and I also haven't done anything with it this year. Like I really haven't been trying. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to look at the records.
Well, not
but
okay.
Maybe,
so what's Jimmy? Give me like
probably,
a guesstimate, I guess.
Probably 50 or less. I haven't sold that many.
So you sold 50 books
or less.
So what? $10?
Yeah.
So oh yeah, like so they made it a better option for you. Yeah.
Right.
Because I feel like the past one you were doing well. I feel like that's a tough one. Yeah, they made out with that one on that case.
Right, because like I said, like I'm not this. See, the difference is this person, Nikki with Two Face, had influence. She had the audience. She could basically guarantee that you're gonna make bank on this. I couldn't. Like I'm just like here making a book for fun. Like I just want to. Because again, it's not like a huge business to me. I just wanted to do it and kind of get it out there.
This is why I don't understand, because Jeffree goes on to saying, like, after he explains that, they go into Shane Dawson having his whole like t-shirt thing with Spencer's at some
Hot
point
Topic.
in time, or sorry, Hot Topic, and I forgot the percentage. I feel like it was like 0.005% or something.
No, that's what Nikki ended up making by having $50,000.
Okay, well,
it was pathetic. Oh my God, so bad.
It sounds like, I'm not sure, unless I missed a dollar amount. It sounds like with Hot Topic. I don't know
if they said what he made at Hot Topic.
It sounds like he was getting ripped off.
No, yeah, because they were saying, say it's a $20 shirt, you would make $14 per shirt. And he was like, the way he was reacting, you could tell. I don't think he ended up saying what he made per shirt. Mm-hmm. But.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So like, so they were basically saying he would make 70% of what would be sold, and Jeffree would make 30%, and that was generous, which I understand, because I feel like if you didn't know the person and you didn't know they had this much influence and that kind of thing, there's no way you'd be giving them 70%.
Well, I was expecting like Jeffree to do like 50-50, but since we're friends, it's like I get it.
Well, not for nothing, because even how it works like in the bridal like makeup industry, a lot of times around here, there's places that'll pay us 30-40% to start, less than 50% of what you charge per head. So the company I would do makeup for, I started at 40%. So the company would make 60% off me doing it, and I'd get 40%.
So per person, so if someone was $100,
I'd make $40.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
which makes sense because they're bringing in the business. You're getting a piece of it.
And not for nothing. You're a new person, and you want to make sure this person is going to like be good for your brand, and you want to you're still, this is your business. You're trying to make money and stuff. So, yeah, like I was kind of surprised that he makes 70%. Like even on a product, like I could see places starting at 30 or 40%, and I feel like I wouldn't think that's bad because.
But again,
I don't know.
This is not the norm when you're seeing Jeffree and Shane Dawson. Yeah. Like they know each other. Jeffree doesn't need the money like that. Like he's giving him, you can have majority of it. I'll take a little bit.
That's what he even was saying, which was fascinating, about how his cost of goods are $20 per like palette, which he sells for like $52 or $54, and like all the other brands do like $5 or $6.
Yeah, they're breaking down like,
which doesn't surprise me at all.
Like they were saying, really like Sephora Mac, like it may cost them like $2-3 or something,
like
for like
peanuts. And they mark it way up, and that does not surprise me. And it's funny because you look at a palette, you look at his, which has 18 shades. They're super high quality, and it has like luxury packaging. And you compare it to like the Urban Decay Naked palettes, which are like a cult favorite, but it only has 12 shades. They're smaller, I'm pretty sure, in grams. And the packaging is nowhere near the same, and it's the same price.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so you're getting less, and guaranteed they paid less to make it. It's insane. Mm-hmm. It also makes me, not for nothing, that made me think. So there's a brand called Eyes, Lips, Face, e.l.f. And they were notorious. They got started probably like 10 years ago. They were notorious for having $1 makeup. $1, and then they went into like $3 and $5. Like $5 was their studio line. It was like fancier and all that. And since then they've expanded. I'm like, so how the heck much is it to make that? Because you still have to turn a profit. Are you telling me you spend 5 cents making this thing?
What was it?
I don't know. A range of things. It could be a concealer or a brush or a lipstick or like a range of things.
I don't know how to make it, but it sounds like it probably is.
Clearly the packaging was cheap, like obviously. But the whole idea, the appeal was that it was so inexpensive and it wasn't complete crap.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That was very fascinating to me. The whole, everything, all the process. Oh my God, it was so fascinating. Because like someday I would love to have a makeup line. And I know that's like a huge dream, because someone like me, I'm like a nobody who would have to come in here with like $50,000, $100,000 to invest in this. Like it's literally not cheap. Like you would have to invest.
Yeah.
They're not just going to be like, sure, like let's do this.
Well, yeah.
So I'm like, that's a huge dream that I don't even know if it'll ever happen, to be honest. Yeah. But like, I would love to do something like that. But it's also, the times are changing. It's like, it's more influencer based because that's what'll sell because of the face, rather than like an actual artist who has like the passion and knowledge for it. It's very sad because like I would love to represent a brand like of my own because of my world, but it wouldn't sell like something with his face on it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's annoying.
But you also say Jeffree's stuff is better quality.
No, I'm not denying his. Okay, so maybe let me say.
So I mean,
collabs, for example, that influencers do, like Nicki did with Too Faced. That's a collab. Okay, that's not her line, but like that will sell like hotcakes compared to like a nobody like me if I came out with an amazing line.
I wouldn't say that.
That's the way it's going. You don't see the people that come into Ulta and they literally just see an influencer's face and they're like, ooh, okay.
But that's the thing. If no one knows you, what do you expect, though? That's like with anything.
But that's what's hard, is because I'm coming to the table with the passion and knowledge for this industry in a different way that I would want it to be amazing.
I mean,
kind of like honestly what he does, because I don't deny that he is really like passionate and knows his shit and like is making good stuff, but I'm saying like him without the image.
But then
it's hard
if you don't have. So if you're telling me the people with the following are popping, they're gonna sell more than you, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then all you have to do is reach out to those people with the following and say, hey, like.
True, but do you realize how much these people cost?
Okay, then you reach out to the one that you think would work out. Like, again, like
when you're charging $50,000 to talk about my stuff.
I don't know what to tell you, dog. Then you better get your following up or something. Like, it's just how the game is.
Anyways, so I don't know how that's gonna go because we'll see. You know, it could be 30 years from now, and then the game completely changed by then too. But,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm just gonna say this because I don't know if I drove my point home. If you have a big following that you know, like these people ride with you, they support you, all that stuff. Don't sign a contract for some base level like advance for them to rake in. They know what they're doing. Like, come on now.
Right.
This is not like you're coming in. Man. People don't understand the leverage they have. That's why. So let me give you some rapper game here. Rappers, for example, Young M.A. is not signed to a label. Like, does her own thing. Music videos are hitting like 30 million. Like, killing it. Bringing in her what?
Money.
Yeah, bringing in
the bag.
Bringing in money. Like she doesn't need a label. Like you don't need CDs
insane.
You don't need CDs in stores anymore. You just upload it to Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. You bring in all the profit. You don't have all this stuff.
Wow.
So now, as she's bringing in the money, she has something to leverage. Like,
right.
Why do I need to go to you? What are you gonna do to make me more poppin'?
Right.
Because I have it. Like, I have the following. Like, what's gonna take me to the next level?
Right.
This girl, Nikki Tutorials, had the leverage, but she didn't realize it. Like, who do you have around you for that to happen?
Right.
That's my only my issue with that during the whole thing was like, what? And you told me to hush.
12.2 million subscribers.
That's a lot.
748 videos.
That's half of what Shane has.
Yep.
Like, what?
She's huge. She doesn't even live here. She's not in the U.S. I forget what country she's from.
But that's actually pretty good.
It is. She's like halfway around the world.
To like not be in the U.S. and still
Norway
like pop.
Or something. Oh, I don't remember. I want to say she speaks German or something, but it's not Germany. I don't know.
But so
she speaks something. Am I getting that wrong? I'm still getting that wrong.
Know. But I just want to say that to anyone: if you're in these situations and you have a big enough following, don't do it.
She was the one. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the art of makeup where people were doing a half of their face with makeup and the other half without, and then they would show like the difference, and it was like sort of an empowering thing.
Okay.
She's like the one that started all that. And I want to say that that's honestly what put her crazy on the map. Like, she was already on the map, but I feel like that skyrocketed her because she has like a lot of redness and a lot of like skin issues and whatever. So it made such a difference. I want to say that's what it was.
Okay.
But, what was I going to say?
I'm interested to see more of the business because
Right.
At first, when you said this, I'm like, I don't really care about this whole Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star stuff. I didn't care. The first episode didn't move me.
Yeah, the first was bland.
I'm interested in the business. I'm interested in. I don't like makeup like that, but I'm so interested in the business of it because I can understand it and what makes sense and doesn't make sense. It's like I get this.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like I heard like a year ago or something. There's an artist or a band or something from like the 70s or 80s, like long time ago, who should have been making royalties. Like they had some majorly successful hit that still plays to this day, and they don't make any royalties.
Well, yeah.
And like I don't remember who it was, but it's like sickening, like decades.
Well, yeah, that's
decades.
You're
like you literally.
There was I forgot this lady's name, but I think I showed. You probably don't remember. It was on like the news a few weeks ago of some lady that like still has to tour, because she's not getting her royalties. I forgot what her name was.
God, I don't remember.
But she's like an older singer.
That's pathetic. That's awful.
But it's like, yo, don't get played like that. Like, people don't understand the leverage they have.
And I think, honestly, back then, you really didn't know better.
Back then,
you didn't have the knowledge, and like there wasn't the internet to tell you. You know, like
for something like that to happen to Nikki, knowing all the information that is out here in the world, it's like, all right, come on. Like, you could probably find books of people that have gone through that same situation that she has gone. And maybe not in makeup, but in something else.
Too Faced has some pretty good makeup. Like, yeah, I enjoy some of their products, but I have heard that the CEO is basically a piece of crap. Like, I've heard not great things about him. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. But, and it was funny, the other stuff, T. So, like, obviously, back to the first episode was, look at her. She's like, please pick me up. The first episode, they, you know, of course had to show shots of, like, Manny in the Morphe store and James Charles and Tati and like all this different stuff, you know, in the preview in the first episode and all this, like bringing up all the past drama. And then the second episode, oh my gosh. So at the end of the episode,
oh my gosh. Like,
I'm like, I don't even know why that happens. I'm like in the middle of it. I'm like really enticed. And then I have to yawn. Anyways, hopefully I don't yawn during our vows. That would be awkward.
That would be insulting. That wouldn't be awkward.
Right? I'd be like, man, you're boring. I don't know why I'm doing this. T. Anyways, so it was funny though, after the credits, Shane was showing his cat or something that had like a real tear that came out of its eye, and Jeffree was like, still more real tears than Laura cried. And I was like, oh, we went there. Like, they're not holding back. I will say, and they said something about TanaCon too. I don't know, they were making fun of it, like one of the shade names. And someone online said they're like, if there's an eyeshadow named TanaCon, it should literally just be an empty shade.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And they were like, yeah, I wouldn't even be mad about it. Like,
well, I would still pack
like
however many
pan.
shades are there. I would just keep one to the side. Yeah. TanaCon. Like, or just add it to the packaging. Here's a bonus. It's nothing.
But I will say, it's very interesting to see how this is gonna play out, because you see how much, like, he talks about James in a nice way and like with adoration, and like how they had just started, like James went through Jeffree's merch line for his merch line, Sisters Apparel, and like all that stuff, and like he, like multiple times he brought stuff up about him in like a good way.
Yeah. And
you're just over here like, oh, this is like awkward.
He even
like,
called him like his little brother, I think, at one point.
He just a lot. And wow, I mean, to see that, I don't know. Again, I'm torn because I understand Jeffree is not God. He's not this amazing person. He's done shitty things too, and people have very strong opinions about him. And I also understand that Shane has a way of making people look good, you know, like no matter who it is. So I get that. But like, I feel like that wasn't fake. And so like, you know, if I was James, I would look at that and I'd be like, fuck, like, sheesh, you know, like it just kind of, that sucks. Like to see how someone actually cared about you and talked well about you when you weren't around, and then, you know, it all exploded. So it's going to be very weird to see everything like play out, because it's basically the whole like last 8 months.
Yeah. I don't know. That's pretty much all I got with this whole Jeffree Star thing, and then you had something with Jaclyn. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the next episode is all about drama, so I don't know if we're gonna see some of that. I think it's too early though. It might be something else, but yeah. So that's what we're leading into now. Now you can go. No,
I mean you're going. You said you had something about Jaclyn.
I'm going. All right. Then I'm going to bring up Jaclyn Hill tea. I don't really have too much tea because we don't know what's going on right now, but I thought I'd bring it up. So, you know what? I should probably get the evidence. Dun, 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 dun,
Dog, at this, you should probably just screenshot this, and it would save us so much more time than you searching. Like,
shh. All right. September 26th, she tweeted, "I'm so sorry for my absence. My life has been completely uprooted and changed this month.
Oh my God. God help me.
I will be filming a video explaining everything very soon. Thank you for always sticking by me. I love you guys so much." And people are like going off because they're like, this is what you literally always do. Like, what is the drama now? What's the problem? Why aren't you making regular videos? Are you going to shill us Morphe? Is it about your hairy lipsticks? Like, what is going on? Like, it's, you know, like this, she's being like a drama queen and, you know, the whole subtweeting and just everything. And then a couple days later, she tweeted, "Why do I find it so sexy when my boyfriend cooks for me? I literally sit and stare at him while he's in the kitchen." And everyone's like, okay, so you literally tweeted that purposely so that we wouldn't speculate that you guys broke up. Okay. So then, then 2 days ago, let's see, today's Saturday, filmed a video yesterday talking about what's going on in my life right now. It's honestly so messy and all over the place.
Oh,
I'm contemplating refilming. Ugh, I don't know. And then she said, "If you're unhappy in your relationship, communicate that with your partner or break up with them. Do not cheat on them. Being cheated on is so much more hurtful than being dumped. Don't be a cheater." And before anyone gets concerned, Jordan and I are very much in love, and he did not cheat on me. Just seeing it happen to a lot of people recently and had to say it. So she keeps doing all this shit, and there's still no video, and everybody's just like, what the hell is even happening? Like, okay, she's at the point where we're lucky if we get like maybe 2 videos a month from her. Like, she's barely uploading.
Her brand is slowly like going downhill.
It's completely, because it's like ever since the lipstick thing, you know, you got rid of your social media for a while and then you came back. You're not addressing things. I don't want the amount of people on her tweets saying they still have not gotten a refund is ridiculous. It's been how many months? And like, so there's that. Nobody's answering anything. And then she has the nerve a day later to tweet, "All of my products with Morphe are 20% off this weekend. They have never had a sale this major." So again, she's like all about Morphe and she's ignoring everybody else and like all this different stuff. And people are just, they're annoyed. They're done because it's like, why? What are you making a big deal of this time? What is the end of the world that probably isn't? And why are you not addressing the stuff you have to, like the have to? It's been months, months, no updates. If you, like, I feel like as an actual CEO of a makeup brand, like you would at least tweet updates. Like I would tweet, you know, I'd be like, "Found a new lab. It's going to be spectacular." I'd be saying, you know, we're currently testing out samples of the new lipsticks and you know, they're looking smooth. Or like, I don't know, I would give updates. Like, you don't have to like wait until the next launch. Like, I don't. So this whole thing is like, everyone's just fed up. It's annoying because it's like, you know, she was adorable years ago and like she was personable and relatable and all this stuff. And I feel like she just got so far up, like her head got so big and like, I don't know, it just, she like changed. And it's like in a subtle way where she comes off still sometimes as like an innocent, personable person, but then she's like, you can just tell in how she is. And like, I don't know, people are frustrated. So I'm waiting for the video. I have no idea if it'll be out by the time this podcast is up, but I'm like, literally what can be so horrific? Like, what is happening? Like, barring, okay, like, sorry if your mom has cancer, like it's something crazy bad, but like, what the, you know what I mean? Like, so just everybody is fed up. And you're right. It's like just a downhill spiral since the lipsticks, really, truly.
Yeah, because I can see you losing people bit by bit on something like.
Because literally, when I tell you, I think she has 4 videos since she came back. Yeah. So the 2. So you have the 3 months ago about her lipsticks, addressing them. 2 months ago, where I've been, and then just like 3 other random videos since.
Yeah, she has probably some other stuff happening, and she's,
she completely just. I mean, wow. So nobody knows what's going on there, but
yeah,
I think everyone's just done.
I don't know.
So there's that fun stuff.
All right.
So I'll update you guys.
Moving off this makeup stuff. Before we do, real quick though. Oh well, we're gonna move off this makeup stuff. Let me say that. But before we go on to our next topic, this is what I want to say. Okay. We touched on a topic last Tuesday on that episode of the girl that supposedly got her dreadlocks cut by 3 white kids. Mm-hmm. So we found out that was a lie. So I just want to give an update to that. Oh my gosh! And wow, she pulled a juicy smollett, as Dave Chappelle would call it.
Yeah.
But I want to say. I get the kid lied and everything, but I feel like if you dig deeper in this, she did confirm. I'm assuming she's not lying about this. She did confirm that she was being bullied by kids, and she thought this would get them in trouble. So it's things are happening. She just didn't know. I'm assuming if you're a kid, you're telling a teacher "Hey, these kids are bothering me." The teacher's not taking it seriously, and this is why you.
I mean, you may not even. I never told teachers I was bullied.
But for you to say this, I would assume you've reached out a few times, at least once.
No, not necessarily, because it's you just may think you're not going to be taken seriously unless it's something serious.
But then I feel like you have said something.
I don't know.
Because how do you test
I'm just saying, I don't know.
You would, okay, so one thing, I feel like you would have to have said something to a teacher before and they didn't care, or you see how they handle other kids that have said something and they don't care. That's the only way that you would know that this wouldn't work out, and you'd have to make up a story. Mm-hmm. You just learn that way then. Mm-hmm. So, nonetheless, she's still being bullied. The thing is, it's okay, I get the kid lied, dumb mistake, especially in this political climate we're in, where everything's so touchy when it comes to race. But it's are we not going to address the issue that this kid's being bullied and get this handled? Because it's the major reason. Right. She felt like she had to cut her own hair off and do this whole stuff so she can get attention to say, hey, I need help. Are we not that's my next thing. I didn't see that being looked at as much as, hey, she lied and that was it. So I just wanted to give an update to that and just my thoughts now on that updated story. Mm-hmm. Anything on it?
No, basically what you said.
All right. Lastly,
you get to read this week.
Okay, that's fine. Lastly, we're gonna end this bad boy with some relationship advice. Man, this is an interesting one. Uh-oh. So, this one goes: boyfriend wants me to have a baby, but doesn't feel like he should have to provide a home or a ring or even get married.
The way you read. So dramatic. He's next week on this episode.
So she goes on to say she's been with her boyfriend for 6 years now. He's 37, she's 38, and she has a 13-year-old daughter from a previous marriage, and he has no children. I don't really want another kid, but I understand that he does, and I'm willing to have one with him as long as it's before I turn 40. I have said to him, we need a house. I'd like to at least be engaged before I have a baby. He says he doesn't believe in marriage and will buy me a ring if he has to. That's in quotes. But doesn't want to. He also says he shouldn't have to provide a house for us. Okay. That we should pay for the house together. I'm sitting here commentary.
Right? I'm hey, sir.
that we should pay for the house together and bring the baby home to my apartment while we save to buy a house. I think he's being cheap and doesn't understand the sacrifices I am making. I'm already a mother, and in 5 years, she will be gone away to college. I'll be starting all over. Am I wrong for thinking he should provide a home and a ring before I have a baby? He says I'm a gold digger, but I'm not the one asking for a kid. Advice. Thoughts?
How do basic things that most people do make you a gold digger?
We've been dating for 6 years. And I'm sitting here like, okay, can we grow from this apartment that we're in and get an actual house? Like, it sounds like this guy just wants to stay stagnant.
6 years. You're bringing up a baby now? Has this never been a topic before? Like, could it have been 6 years?
Well, she didn't want a kid. He wants the baby. She has
honestly, girl, if you don't want to have a kid, don't have a kid. That's my advice. Like you said, your kid is almost grown. Like, if you don't want another and have to do that for another 20 years, don't. Like, seriously, it's your body. Like, don't.
I could see that. I could see that, yeah.
That's no, because you're starting all over. You're getting older now. Like, no. If you don't want that, you're going to resent him. It's going to be terrible.
Because you're going to be having that kid till you're like 60, 70.
You're going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
Like, because anybody will say that. If you're a person that say, like, you are hell-bent on never having kids, like, you never want one in your life, or you don't want to add them or whatever, don't. Like, literally do not. Because that's going to be torture for you. People who don't want kids, like, that's literally like a death sentence to them. Okay? Like, that's not a life.
Yeah.
So it's like, that alone is like reason to just not do it. But the only thing I will say, you know, it's funny because, like, you are the type who you never needed to get married. Mm-hmm. But we are. But you always said how you did that more for me.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because in his circumstance, I mean, again, this is maybe something that should have been talked about way before 6 years. But, like, if he doesn't want to get married, but you always did, you know, could that have been a deal breaker kind of deal? Because you can't make the other person really change their mind if that's just how they view it. Yeah. For us, it's more of a, like, it makes sense for you to go this way just because obviously I always wanted it. So if we go the other way, that would be a bigger problem for me.
Well, also the next thing is it doesn't matter because I grew up seeing like, yo, a ring doesn't make the marriage.
Right.
It's always about the people that are in it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that big of a deal. The only issue I have is when you start want to like push me into that way of what you like expect of marriage and all that stuff. Where it's like, hold up, don't push your views and all that stuff onto me. Like, you can have your thoughts, have your opinions. That's cool. Right. Just don't bring them over here.
Right. As long as you cry at the altar. Anyways, so
yeah, we'll see. Again,
it was a joke.
Yeah, jokes are always some bit real.
Wait, isn't that a quote from something? I swear
so.
That was like in a show or something.
But normally jokes are some a little true. So you say joke, but yeah, she's like, yeah, you better cry, so step on your freaking shit.
Could you imagine? Like, all of a sudden, like, he's just totally stone-faced, and then all of a sudden he's sobbing, and people are like, aww.
I'm like, no.
And then inside you're like, I'm gonna kill you.
Or or before you start, like, before you walk out, you like cut an onion and like tuck it somewhere in front of your like.
Oh God, no, that would be awful. I don't want to cry that much with all that makeup. I wouldn't do that to myself.
But. Yeah.
Right? No, it's like those memes though. I love those jokes where they're like, if he doesn't cry, I'm walking back down the aisle and we're doing it again. Like,
I don't get that. I don't get it.
It's just
it's all a social media
thing. It's the
thing.
display. No, it's not, babe, because this was before social media. It's the display of emotion.
So you can sit there and tell your friends, oh my God, he cried at the altar.
Yeah, and I'd have photo and video evidence. It'd be great.
It's not happening.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm 50-50 on you.
Okay, Brody.
I feel like you could, but you couldn't.
Okay, Brody.
So
that's good.
You even said you might.
Okay.
You did.
Okay.
You did.
Okay.
He doesn't want to admit it, but he did.
All right, back to the topic.
Anyways.
See, at first I was thinking, I'm like, I didn't look at it from your perspective, which I agree with. I was looking at more so it's like, yeah, you want a kid, and it's like, damn, we still live in an apartment. Like, this lady clearly wants to have her own place and stop paying rent at some place.
Right. Well, and the thing is, too, they're like, oh, we'll have the baby here and save up for a house. Once you have the baby, you have less to save. Mm-hmm. Like, I get that things happen in all different orders nowadays, and that's fine if it works for you. But, like, logistically, I feel like it makes sense to get the house first, because once you have kids, a lot more money goes to them. So
also,
it just makes it harder.
This guy, like, I get it if you're not big on marriage and all that stuff. I'm the same way. It doesn't matter to me. I would probably say the same thing if I have to. Sure. It's not really a deal breaker. It's just a whatever.
And, like, she's not a gold digger for wanting. They're typical things. A normal house and getting married and stuff. These are typical things. She's not asking for, like, the latest Mercedes and like all this other stuff on top of it.
It's like she just wants to be what she views as being security, and what she views as like being like a family in a sense.
Right. Well, not for nothing. Like, that's part of it for me too, is I always thought how, for me, as the woman who has to have the kid, that yes, I feel more secure being married to the person that I'm having kids for and with. Yeah. Because yes, legally there's more there that would protect me if we had to, get separated or whatever, and that we have a kid. Mm-hmm. So it is a sense of security. Yeah. Because you have to think about yourself. Like, you're doing all this. You're the one carrying it. You're the one who has, that bond. You're the one who has to, is going to be more responsible for the kid most times if you're just left high and dry. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not that weird. Yeah. And the fact that she's even settling for being engaged, nothing's saying he could just peace out. Because engaged really doesn't mean anything. Like, that's the thing. It's fun to be engaged, but really you're still single in the eyes of the law. Like, so it doesn't actually change anything until you're actually married.
And, like, it doesn't sound like she's asking for, like, a crazy ring. Like, you can probably stop at some place, find something that's, like,
this
reasonable.
Girl's like, give me a 25-cent ring at this point.
But it's like, she just, it really comes down to the security. And it's like, we've been together for 6 years. And
yeah, that's a long time.
I just want, like...
Come on. Like, why are you still here? You know what I mean? Like, it's been 6 years. Why are you still here if we're not going to progress forward?
Yeah, I'm with you. Riding on it. That's pretty much all I got. You pretty much... Yeah. If he's not down to, save towards a house, or propose to you for a potential wedding down the road...
Bye.
What?
Bye.
Yeah. Because it's like you're pushing to the 30s, or sorry, to the 40s, and it's like you're gonna have a kid, and you're gonna.
She said she's 37. She wants one by. No.
30.
He's 37. Okay. Yeah, you got 2 years. You said you want one by 40. Hello. Like, pregnancy doesn't happen overnight usually. It takes some time. And so, like, things have to happen. Yeah. Like, ASAP for this to even be a reality for you. So, hello.
Yeah. And, I mean, you could definitely find someone at your age that's not looking for kids. And someone that you click with better. Because this person kind of sounds like they like to just remain stagnant.
You literally, I feel like, she could easily find someone who maybe has... also like a kid or a teenager or whatever from a past relationship, and you'd probably relate with them better because you both had one from a different relationship. They're a little bit older, you just want to settle down and have fun with someone, like that kind of thing.
I'm with it.
Like someone wanting to start that late, it's hard when you guys are completely different wavelengths right there. It's so different to have, like, a teenager and be, like, done versus wanting an infant. Sheesh. It's even like when people have, like, a 5 or a 6-year-old and they're done with diapers, they're done with potty training, they're done with formula, they're done with all that stuff, and then all of a sudden they want another kid. You got to start all over again. You got to buy all that stuff again. You got to, like, it's a whole thing. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. That's a wrap on that. Oh, man.
We made it to an hour.
Oh, man.
He was concerned we wouldn't.
I mean, I like to give the people an hour.
The people.
You know? Like,
give the people what they want.
I dig the hour. I'm not sure if we'll ever get to like 2 hours. I feel like that's crazy.
That's a lot. I don't think people would even want to listen.
I don't know. I listened to a couple podcasts. Like,
see, I don't want to listen to one that long. That's too...
It is a bit much.
I'll zone out.
It is a bit much, but I look at it as like every week I'm getting like a long... Like
a movie,
like an audio version of a movie that's like.
See, but that's the thing. I like watching something over listening to something. Like I like podcasts, but not as much.
Man,
because
I do it when I'm driving. Listen to podcasts over music is so much better, at least in my opinion.
Well, it's just like I like to read a book versus listen. Like the people are all about audiobooks nowadays. I still like to read it. Like, sure, I'm a happy medium because I'll use a Kindle instead of like a physical book now. But I still like to read it. I feel like I absorb it better if I actually see it and like read the words and stuff versus just hearing it. Man, like even that's my problem too. When I listen to podcasts, if it's like a business one, I have to take notes while I'm listening or else I'm like not going to retain stuff.
I retain it.
No, there's so much information out there.
I've been binge watching Gary Vee videos, as you know, because you see me doing it. And I'm just like always like, okay, figure out a way to implement that. I'm moving out here. All right, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this bad boy up. A whole lot of tea, whole lot of stuff covered today. Oh, man. Anything else before we roll out?
That's it.
All right. Well, guys, I just got a couple things before we head out here. If you have any questions, comments, anything that we talked about on this episode that you want to weigh in on, feel free to drop us a voice message through anchor.fm/paging the Simpsons. Link in the description, as well as sending us an email if you prefer that way. We'll read it on the next episode. Link is also down below, pagingthesimpsons@gmail.com. If you haven't already and you're listening to this on iTunes, please take a quick moment. Give us a review on iTunes. That's where you say
5 stars, 5 stars.
Yeah, all that. It's much appreciated. We love getting your feedback, talking to people on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. It's great. I love it. Yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm Shadell from... Goddamn.
Co-host from Paging the Simpsons. He's joined by his lovely fiance, me, Lauren. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Peace out.